Look at that. It's literally peeling right off. Okay. Here's the deal. I'm gonna stop. Oh, please look good. Please look good. I don't know what I'm doing, but I hope you look good. What day are we on? For real. Hello everyone, and why do I always sound like I'm a sports announcer or some like game show host when I start my videos? Like always in my intros, I don't know. But hello, there we go. That's better. And welcome back to the Danny Rearranged YouTube channel. I don't know now why I sound like a robot. Okay, we're just gonna move on. Welcome back to the Danny Rearranged YouTube channel. Welcome if you are new. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really hope that you liked today's video. Today's video took what seems like forever for me to finish. This took a really long time, and I absolutely love how this turned out. The living room used to be my favorite makeover because I've made over quite a lot of areas around the house. I've made over the dining room, the living room, the entryway, the hallway, hallway, and the main hallway, my bedroom, which I gotta talk about my bedroom a little bit later on in today's video. And now I have made over the fourth season, and I love it. I cannot wait to show you the final reveal. I cannot wait. I'm also going to show you more footage and photos, before showing you the final reveal. So the before and afters are going to be super satisfying. So I am so excited. I love how this turns out. I really, really hope that you like it, and let's get into it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it. Yep, we're gonna do it, Cleo. We're gonna paint the whole room green. Is that a good idea? I don't know. We're gonna go for it. Are you sure this is a good idea? I don't know. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. So the good news is that the paint is like, it's a really hard color to describe, this paint right here, the original paint. It's really, really hard to describe. It's like almost like a purplish, brownish, gray. It's like brown, gray, and purple mixed together is what's on here. Do I get good lighting? I don't know. But that's what it is. And the green, because it already has like a back, or it already has like a darker, paint behind it, the green is actually going on so nicely, and it looks so good with just the one coat, that I really don't need to be I don't have to be heavy with the second coat. Oh, please look good. Please look good. I don't know what I'm doing, but I hope you look good. Yes, I do. I'm not taking a brush to that side. I need a roller. Oh, I need black matte spray paint. Don't forget that, Danielle. Mental note. Mental note. Black, flat matte black spray paint. There we go. All right. And then What else? What else? What else? What else? I still smell like the cabin. I don't have any makeup on. I don't care. Oh, I love this color. I love this color. You're so pretty. I think I'm going a little crazy with this color. I'm just saying. I may be overdoing it with this color. Oh, hello, Cleo. You're just right there, aren't you? You're so sweet. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Oh, you're my kitty. You're so special. You're so sweet. Who loves you? This gal does. Who loves you? This gal does. This is my favorite room out of the entire house. This is actually my family's favorite room out of the entire house. And basically what this is a 4-season porch. So because we live in Minnesota, we get really cold winters. This room it's a porch, but it's a porch that you can use all year long. So they call it a 4-season, but it's also an addition. We use it as an additional family room. Oh, whatever, it's fine. Just do what I'm doing. It's working. You really should edge first. You know, prep your walls. I always say this. Don't do as I do. That's about it. I think that okay. Should you really be giving advice on anything, Danielle? Probably not. Yeah. From my understanding, from the research that I've done, that I clearly don't follow, prepping your walls, you know, wipe them down good. I did that. I mean, I kind of did. So it's a half wing, not a full wing. I'm just giving you a half wing. Whatever that was. And then, spackle. I have spackled before. I need to make sure that oh, good, I am recording. Well, maybe that's not a good thing. Maybe I should redo this. No, it's fine. Just let it go. I have spackled before. I sure have. Spackling is my specialty. I spackle the crap out of these walls. No, I didn't. But what was I gonna say? But there's a little bit of a gap from the wall to the ceiling here. So you can't, well, I am gonna have to clean it up a little bit, but it's nice because it looks good. It's hard for me to explain, but it looks good. You just go, son of a. Hold on. That was the wrong way to do it. Okay, right here. So I just go really, really slowly. And you can't even tell. Well, see, there's not a bigger gap. There was a bigger gap all the way there. Why is there not a bigger gap over here? You're a weird wall. It's not me. It's you, wall. I wanted to show you the mantle sanded down right here. I wanted to show the difference between what the mantle looked like before to what it looked like after we sanded this section, just so you could compare the two. But this was definitely a DIY that I wanted to complete. It's not that I hated the mantle. I just think that the mantle would look better, so much better, sanded and stained, and it did. It turned out really, really nice. And the stain that we used for the mantle was spring oak. I use spring oak a lot, not just because I love it, but also because I have it on hand.
You don't need to, oh, let me see.
What's that?
This is gonna look so much better. Yeah, this is gonna look so much better. You can see the difference with getting that top layer off, because I don't mind the red, but I don't want the red. It has like a red tint to it. So I may even just leave it, or I may stain it with like a light spring oak. I love that spring oak color. Yeah.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
It's really hard to work around Ian's schedule. Ian works a lot. He travels a lot for work. But when he is home and he is available, he certainly helps me around the house. He helps me with makeovers. Like, for example, in this room, he fixed the ceiling fan. He painted areas that were high up. He sanded. He did quite a bit in here. So this was me just showing my love and appreciation towards him with weird, awkward facial expressions. And then my eyes started to hurt. I wanted to show you this comparison of what the wall looked like before we painted to what it looks like after we painted. I thought right here showing the two walls was a really good comparison. That green looks so much better.
So I was over here because I'm taping over here. I got to take the light switch covers off, but I was over here taping and I noticed something. Now over on this side, this, whatever this is, like, it's not laminate vinyl. I don't know exactly what this is, but I went to go over here and tape and I noticed that this side was pulling off. Watch this. Yep, look at that. It's literally peeling right off, which is actually, I know, Zoe's in here like, what? So originally it was this side that was peeling up and this was on pretty well. Maybe I'm assuming over the summer, the adhesive, the glue that was on here just finally was done. So this actually works really well because I'm just gonna go ahead and, I mean, this is still pretty sticky. I think the contact paper will go, I think that'll be fine. I gotta research this. Before I put the contact paper down, I gotta look and see if I can do that. I'll do that, yeah, because it's still sticky. So in my head, it's like, okay, you have the adhesive that's on the back of the contact paper and you also have the adhesive that's still on here. If I just laid that down, wouldn't that stick better? I gotta look it up. But regardless, watch this. I mean, it is literally just pulling up. This is just, it's done. Like, that is it. It's over. It's done. I don't see any holes. I just need to do a light sand right there. And I think that's it, because I don't think I need to spackle that. It's pretty flat. I just need to rough it down a little bit. It's pretty flat, but yeah, I mean, look at that. That's just, pulling right up. Okay. Here's the deal. I'm gonna stop work, like, well, I can't say that because I did put this on there. Okay, here's the deal. I'm having a difficult time here, and I've been having a difficult time with this counter. And I'm not even I'm not even gonna show you what I did because I don't even recommend it. I don't recommend what I did prior to placing this stuff on the counter because I don't recommend it. Let's just put it this way. There's a lot of sanding. Wasn't a great idea. It was a bad idea. It didn't work for me. It's a no. And yeah, I didn't want to remove the laminate from this countertop. The reason why is because contact paper has a very difficult time sticking to particle board. So if you are using contact paper on particle board, you have to prep the surface. You gotta get all the residue off, you gotta lightly sand it, then you gotta use additional adhesive, even if the contact paper has adhesive, so it stays on there. With the laminate being on there, I didn't have to do any of that. All I had to do was put contact paper down that has adhesive on the back, contact paper that has adhesive. All I had to do was lay that down. Now that I had to remove that because it was breaking, it was bubbling up, the laminate that, I think it was laminate, that was on here was breaking, especially at the back here, it was bubbling up, it was junk. It was just garbage. It was, yeah. So I had to remove it anyway. I could have glued it back down, but that wouldn't have changed the fact that there was actual damage to the laminate. It was cracking and breaking. So yeah, now the other two counters in the sink, they have laminate on there, and the laminate that's on there is actually in really good condition, so I could just lay the contact paper right on there. But with this, I don't know, even as much as I prep it, I don't know how long the contact paper is gonna last. I may eventually have to just get a slab of laminate and put it on there. With this, what I decided to do, I'm just trying this. I highly doubt this is gonna work. That's why I only did a small section over here. But this is what I use to remove paint and varnish. This is what I use to remove paint and varnish. It's called Citrus Strip. You've probably seen me use this on almost all of my makeovers. What I love about this is that there's no harsh fumes. It literally, you can't smell it. It has like the faintest, just slightest orange citrus scent. That's about it. That's all it has. And yes, it does take a little bit longer for it to work because it's, you know, it's not as harsh as other chemicals, other varnish and paint removers. I don't care. That's fine. I'll wait. I do not like harsh chemicals. I don't like working with it. I just don't. So, anyway, we're gonna see. I don't think this is gonna remove the glue. Now, as far as the glue that's on here, and the thing is there's not a ton of glue on here. It's pretty old. It's dried up. But there is some on there, and I gotta try to get it as smooth as possible. So we're gonna see what this does. We're gonna see how well it works. I doubt that it works, but you know what? It's worth a shot. Let's just see.
So I didn't want to put the citrus strip on the entire counter just in case it didn't work. So I just put it on the one half of the counter. So while that citrus strip was sitting there, I wanted to do some other things around the Four Season. There was a lot of painting in the Four Season. That was one of the most, well, I was gonna say one of the most time consuming, but so was the contact paper because we used a lot of contact paper. Oddly enough, spoiler alert, we didn't use the contact paper on the big counter, but we'll get into that in just a little bit. But with the paint, I wanted to mention that I knew I could get away with using this color Eden throughout this entire room. And by the way, the reason why I'm holding the flathead, and smiling like that is because it's a step up. It's an upgrade from what I usually use, which is a butter knife. But the Four Season gets a lot of light. This is the one room out of the entire house that gets a ton of natural light. So I knew that if there was any room I could use this color Eden and do a whole room with this color, it would be this room. And I'm gonna talk more about that in just a second. We're gonna come back to this.
absolutely shocked that it's pulling it off. Now, how? I don't know. But it's pulling up the glue. Like, this is insane. I, honest to God, did not think this was gonna work. I can't believe this is working. I can't tell you how happy I am right now. I'm so happy.
Going back to what I was saying about the room and the paint, throughout my whole house, all of the makeovers that I've done, I've been using 2 different color paints. One is in the color Eden, that's what we're using in today's video in this room. And that is Magnolia Homes by Joanna Gaines Paint. It's a matte finish in the color Eden. It's my absolute favorite color ever. I love this color green. And then I've also been using the color Frost, which is by Bear. So Frost and Eden is what I've been using throughout all of my makeovers. And in this room, I was gonna do the same thing. I was gonna use both the Eden and the Frost, but then I thought about it. I was like, this room gets the most natural light. It gets a lot of light in this room because there's no blinds or curtains. It's a 4-season. It's basically all windows. Also, there's a lot of white in this room. Like, there's white cabinets, white ceilings, white trim. There's a lot of white. So I figured I could get away with using this color Eden through the entire room, and I think it'll look good. So that was my thought process for doing the whole room in this color Eden, and I'm so glad that I did because it looks amazing. I'm shocked. Like, I seriously cannot believe that it took off the glue, like the residue that was on there. So I'm really happy about that. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna sand it down, and then I'm gonna finish painting this wall. This is the next day. I don't know how many days it's been. I honestly lost track of how many days it took to finish this video. There was so many clothes changes in today's video, but I did decide to start finishing the counters. I started to use the contact paper, but there were additional steps that I had to take in order to complete putting the contact paper
where that
on.
white line is. Underneath right here, watch this, is the smallest little piece of contact paper. And that is because where that white line goes to is where this ended. This is where it had to stop. So there would have been this much of the original countertop sitting out. And that wouldn't have looked right. You would have seen the gray right there instead of the brown all the way down. All the way down. So this whole line right here, it would have looked like the original countertop had I not done this. And it just wouldn't have looked right because this window is not completely like, how do I want to say this, leveled, even. It's not a straight line. It curves out. So I had to put another little piece. I had to measure that as well as measure over there too, that little piece over there. So now that I have that, we can lay the contact paper down and you won't see the countertop. Oh my gosh.
Okay, how did I do this the last time I used contact paper? What's nice, what's nice about contact paper is that it's a little forgiving. You can manipulate it a little bit, but you can't play with it too much. And you gotta kind of go section to section here. So I'm gonna match up to where the counter ends. I'm gonna pull that up. Right there, right? Okay, I just want to gauge this. I gotta start over. Man, this is gonna take a minute.
This is gonna take a minute. I need to do smaller chunks. Yeah, okay, hold on. I gotta put a strip. Right to there. Ever so gingerly, I have to put this down, set this down. Okay, I gotta put a little strip right here because that's not leveled. It is done and it looks magnificent. Magnificent. I think I said that right. Look at that. Look at that. I had to cut the edge over there because I thought it was gonna stick to the side of the counter and it didn't. So I had to take a X-Acto knife and cut that excess off. And this, I am shocked at myself. It looks beautiful. Yes. Here, we're gonna get rid of this table. Say goodbye. It is going. It's gone. This table is leaving the building. Actually, that's what I need to do next. I need to get all of this stuff out of here. But, what was I gonna say? He's gonna grab this table, get rid of it. I'm taking my parents' old kitchen table, which is just an all wood table, so there's nothing for me to do to it. And then he spray painted those lanterns that were on the fireplace. They look so good.
All of the before photos and footage that you'll see in today's video of the Four Season, that is what the Four Season looked like before we made it over. The only thing that wasn't photographed or filmed were these 3 lanterns. These 3 lanterns sat on the fireplace. So my dad helped me out. He took those and spray painted them for me. So I wanted to show you what they looked like before they were spray painted.
And then I think he's gonna put the door handle on the sliding glass door.
So my parents came over and my dad installed this door handle on the sliding glass door. This sliding glass door hasn't had a door handle in a very long time. The old one broke. But this one I got off of Amazon a really long time ago and we finally installed it. The problem is that it's not installed correctly. This was the only way that my dad could put the door handle on. So he's gonna try to figure something else out. Ian and him are gonna try to work some magic and figure out a better way to put this on so it's installed correctly. But for right now, it works. And a little later on in today's video, I'm gonna talk about this old table and why it sat in here as long as it did. But this was taken away and my parents dropped off their old kitchen table, which you'll see a little later on.
This is the light fixtures that I got for this room. So this is what they look like. So the other ones in my bedroom are a little bit different. They're a little bit different, but kind of the same style. They're both very industrial. I think the ones in my bedroom are just a tad bit more farmhouse, which is fine, but I still think that they pull off an industrial style look. They're inexpensive and they're really cool. I love these plug-in lights. I have 2 like wall plug-in lights. These are ones that hang, but in the living room, I have the 2 industrial lights that are on the wall. They're attached to the wall, but they're plug-in lights. So you don't need to, you can still make them look fancy without having to do any electrical work. That was the reason why, is because I really didn't want to add any more, I didn't want to have to add or do anything to the electrical in this house. They're too small. So these are what these ones look like. Hold on. Which I love the look of these, but they're too, and they were gonna hang right up here. The problem is that they're too, but I love the look of these. They're too small. So I went to go put these in my bedroom, and these were the ones that were hanging in my bedroom, which were a lot bigger. It's super dusty, but these are a lot bigger. These are gonna look better up here versus these. Or what we could do, that's gonna be too much. It's one or the other. I'm trying to think if I should just go for it. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang, because these ones are bigger. These ones that were in my bedroom, these ones are bigger. And to be honest, these actually look really good in my bedroom. So we could just swap these out. I could put these ones in my bedroom. I gotta do a bedroom refresh anyway, because there's things in there that just aren't working, which we're gonna talk about when we do that. But you can see that the size difference. I love the style of this. I also like the style of this too. Don't get me wrong, this is nice. But we're gonna have to, well, let me think about it. One of these are gonna go in my bedroom, and one of these are gonna go up in here on both of these windows. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the nail or the screw in, because I'm gonna put one of these up anyway, and we'll just take a look and see which one looks better. By the way, I just realized right now that this entire time I've had this light on wrong in my bedroom. This I don't think was supposed to go in there. Okay, and I figured that out because this right here, there's a part right here that unscrews. Yeah, I didn't know that this part here unscrewed. I was wondering why it was loose, like why I couldn't get it tight. Okay, I just figured that out. For real, read the directions, Danielle, this whole time. Do you know how long it's been that these have been hanging up in my bedroom? Like months. I had no idea. Read the directions, Danielle, read the directions. Well, number one, it's not centered. I was right where I had it the first time, so I gotta move it over. And number two, it's too small. So these actually do look better in my bedroom, because where they're hanging in my bedroom, it's a smaller space. Whereas this is a bigger space, so it needs a bigger light. So this one is gonna look better there. This is going a lot smoother than the other counter. I think once you get the hang of it, it just gets easier. But I gotta kind of push this in. I'm not gonna push it in quite yet. I think one of the reasons why it's going smoother I think it's because this counter is a lot more leveled. Like even, how do I wanna say that? It's not lopsided, it's leveled, it's even. So I think it's a little bit easier for me to work with. I didn't have to put like extra contact paper in any spots. So this is going on really good. Okay, I wanted to show you this really quickly because there was some paint that was on this fireplace that I couldn't get off. So I put some of the citrus strip on there, and I'm gonna wipe it off and see if it works. I wasn't even thinking that it could damage the stone, so I'm hoping that it doesn't, but there was like this big long streak of orange, you can see it right there, that I tried to get off so many different ways trying to get that off, and I couldn't get it off. So I'm gonna wipe it up and we're gonna see if it works. I don't know what this is, but the stone is stained, which really is a bummer. And this is coming off, but holy buckets. I think this was silly putty or something, but it's coming off. It's been driving me nuts. Come on. Almost there. But this right here, which is padding, this is just like foam, really, really, really thick foam padding. I hate
the color of this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe it down really good and we're gonna paint this. Just to show you the difference between what, you know, I just painted. It needs a little bit of a touch up over there. I gotta get a smaller paintbrush, but I feel like that looks a lot better than that. I love the fireplace. I love the black paint on the foam around the fireplace. I think it looks so much better than what it did before. What I don't like is what the citrus strip did to my fireplace. There's a lot of emotion going on right here. Yep, I was shocked, angry, sad, lot of emotions right here. Because for a second there, I thought that I ruined my fireplace. Here to come find out the next morning, it looked like it was back to normal. I think it was just wet and it needed to dry, but I'll never use citrus strip again on stone on my fireplace ever again. Yeah, that scared me. But the next thing that I'm doing is putting contact paper. This is a different contact paper on the windowsill. I was a little hesitant to do this at first. I thought maybe it wouldn't look good, but it turned out so good. It looks awesome. There's a lot of different woods and contact paper going on in this room. I'm going to explain that in a little bit, but this windowsill turned out so good.
What day are we on? For real. What? I have stress pimples. I think that's what it is. I got them all over. Yeah. They're multiplying. They're multiplying. That's fun. That's fun. Seriously, what day am I on? Day 1222. For real. I don't even know at this point how long I've been doing this. I'm really overthinking this, and I think this is what happens when I do makeovers too. I overthink the crap out of it. Then there's things that I want to do, then I don't like it, then I change it, then I'm sometimes not even 100% on the change, so then I change it again. And then, you know, it just becomes this cycle. My eye started twitching. It's like, you know. So, funny story. It's not really that funny. The contact paper that I got for the 2 back counters here. Love it. I love it. Problem is, I didn't get enough. So, when I went to order it, I thought, okay, let me back up. I went to order more. Well, when I went to go order it, it wasn't gonna be here in the time frame that I want it to be here. Because I haven't started another video yet. This is all I've been working on since the last video. And even in the last video, I was working on this. Did I mention that a couple of times? I think I did. You know, this is how I multitask, and it's not very good. So I ordered a different wood contact paper for the sink and the other big counter. And I thought, oh, this looks similar. It doesn't look anything like these 2 back here. And then I thought, I ain't waiting, and I'm not spending any more money. So I thought, this will be interesting. We'll have different contact paper. Well, I didn't like it on the big counter. I don't like it. I don't like it. I have a little bit of extra contact paper that was from these back 2 counters that we're gonna put on the sink. But the new contact paper I got, I put it on the ledge over by the window. Love it. I think it looks fantastic. But then my brain started to hurt because of the back counter. Well, my dad came up with this brilliant idea. He's like, well, I wouldn't do anything too fancy to it. And I go, really? And he goes, no. He goes, because I think one day we should do a mosaic, like a tile, like make that counter just a glorious accent counter, and if I really like it, then we'll do the other counter. So, but I think that that's gonna be like a fun project, just to like do something fun in here, and for sure do it to that big counter in here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I thought, okay, I don't like the contact paper on the big countertop. What can I do? Okay, Danielle, you have a ton of extra flooring. The flooring that's been sitting in here, it was also sitting on that old table, and we have no use for it. We don't have enough to put it in any area in the house. It's just extra. So let me show you what I did. You ready for this? Okay, let's go. Let's go. Oh, and then I'm gonna tell you what else we're gonna do, and then I think I have to wrap this up because I can't. I can't right here anymore. This is what we did. I used the extra flooring that we had, and we laid it, it's what is that called? What is that called? Click-in. It's click-in wood boards. We clicked them in. We just did a little bit of glue, and it's holding on really good. And then we trimmed down, and I know it looks like a little dirty right here, and that's because I had to fill in. I actually have to fill it in a little bit more. So we didn't match it all the way quite up, but there's gonna be something on that anyway. But we cut it to size, and that's what we did. And then I had to kind of sand around so I could get round edges. I just wanted to use what I had. I didn't want to spend any more money. This contact paper here, which is over on the windowsill, did not look good over here. It just didn't. And when I laid this flooring on this counter, I was like, that's really cool. This looks really pretty. So, but yeah, basically I just clicked it in. I took a little bit of glue, glued it down. It's in place, and then cut those pieces to size. And then I just kind of sanded around the edges.
So I wanted to show you the fireplace the next morning. This is what it looked like. It looks a lot better. It doesn't look 100%, but it looks a lot better than it did the night before. That really scared me. I think it just needed to dry, but I wanted to show you that. I also wanted to give you a little bit of a before of what the sink looked like before I started scrubbing it. And by the way, that took like, I think, at least 35-40 minutes for me to scrub. It took a while to get that sink cleaned. And I got it shining, so that was good. But that was a big transformation. This area right here was a huge transformation. But that sink is a utility sink, so we use it, for when we're gardening, when we're working outside, when we're painting. So it definitely needed a good scrub. But the last things that we're doing in today's video is just the last miscellaneous things that need to get done around the 4th season to complete the makeover. So, right here, I'm going to put the contact paper down on the sink, on the counter by the sink. And I was just measuring all of that out. And then we're going to be doing a lot of fall DIYs. So, and then just a lot of miscellaneous stuff that needed to get done. So that's, basically it. We're almost at the end of today's very, very long video, but the end is so satisfying. The transformation was amazing. One of the things that I wanted to do was spray paint the outlet covers in a matte black. So all of the makeovers that I've done so far, I have spray painted the outlet covers in a matte black. And I just think that it looks better. You're gonna see me do that right now. I just think it looks better. So every room that I make over, I just sort of make over the outlet covers. It's the little details. I like to, the little details. It counts. But I also wanted to definitely decorate for fall in this room. But what I really wanted to do was make a bunch of fall DIYs. I love upcycling. I love repurposing stuff that I already have. And I definitely wanted to do that in this room. So one of the things that I DIY'd was the lanterns. And my dad, like I had stated earlier, My dad helped me out. He spray painted the 3 lanterns, which he spray painted in a matte black spray paint. And I think it looks so cool. I think it looks better than it did before. And all I did was take some pine cones that I found in nature just around my house and I placed those in the lanterns, and then I took some floral that I had on hand, some fall floral, and I just placed those things in the lanterns, and all of the lanterns look different. So I thought that was really cool. And what's also really cool is that when Christmas rolls around or Halloween, I can change out what's in the lantern. So when Halloween rolls around, I can put in more Halloween pumpkins or something like that. And then when Christmas rolls around, I can do something more Christmas, that's more Christmas decor in the lanterns. So I thought that was really cool. I could keep, changing out what's in the lanterns per holiday and season. This is probably one of the best fall DIYs I've ever done. I absolutely love how this turned out. This chest, I'm gonna call it a chest, I think that's what it's called. I got this from Hobby Lobby a really long time ago. This chest usually sits underneath my entryway table, and I was holding my wax melts and my candles in there for a really long time. The thing is I don't like my wax melts and candles in there. They're not really working. And I moved that out from underneath the entryway table because I was prepping the house to decorate for fall. So I moved it in the bathroom. I wasn't sure what to do with it. And I thought, what if I made a fall piece of decor out of this? And what I ended up doing is taking some fall floral that I already had on hand, and I laid that at the bottom. But I only did that to give the the new floral that I bought height, if that makes sense. So I went to Dollar Tree and I got like 6 or 7 stems of fall floral that I wanted specifically in this chest. I love how they match all of the colors, like the oranges, the reds, the yellows. They really go together. It just really works well. And what I did is I laid it down just to see how I wanted to place it. And then I ended up pulling I started pulling the stems apart, and then I laid it on top of the other floral that was just supposed to give it height. It was just like filler floral. And then I put candles, battery operated candles that I already had on hand in the middle. It is so cute. It is so pretty, especially at night. I love this. This was my mom's bowl that she didn't want anymore, but when I seen it, I knew I could do a DIY with it. I specifically wanted to do a fall Halloween DIY with it. So basically all I did was spray paint it matte black. You'll see at the end of today's video what I ended up doing to it. It turned out really cool. So I'll explain more on that in just a little bit. But one of my favorite DIYs to make is taking old books, taking the covers off, and pouring coffee on it. And basically all that does is gives it like an old antique look. And I love it. I have those books. I've done those DIYs in my bedroom, also in my living room. And I wanted to add those books to the cabinets in this room. It turned out really cool. Now, one of the things that I did get that's new are these knobs here. So there weren't knobs on these cabinet doors, the back cabinet doors, but there are these knobs on the front cabinets, the big counter and the sink. But I didn't get enough a long time ago when I put those on the other cabinets. So I needed to get more for the back cabinets. So that's basically why I was putting those on. This is probably one of my favorite DIYs I've ever done. And I didn't get enough time to add it. It's really easy, really simple, but I didn't have enough time to add it to today's video. All I did was I kept a pasta jar that I thought was really pretty. And then I added some string. I just hot glued some string to the bottom of it just to give it a design. And then well, first I poked a hole in the cap. So I kept the cover. I'm having a hard time talking. I kept the cover, poked a hole in it, and then I spray painted the cover in that matte black spray paint. And then I took an extra soap dispenser and put that through the hole, and that was it. There's a homemade DIY soap dispenser, super simple, and it was really cool. I think it turned out so good. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. The before and afters are so good. The before, I was going to show footage, but I felt like the pictures were better because I don't know, I moved around too quickly when I was filming the before, so I just did the before photos, and oh my gosh, this just turned out so good. I love how this turned out. This is the kitchen table that I was talking about. This was my parents' old kitchen table. They took away the other one. The other table, I just never knew what to do to it. I kept trying to figure out ways, inexpensive ways, creative ways. I could never figure it out. And, you know, it wasn't working. So this table works so much better. And you could see on the table, there's that bowl that I spray painted. Underneath that bowl is a plate. That plate was my grandmother's plate. And I received a lot of amazing comments on what to do with that plate because I've always wanted to utilize it somewhere, but I didn't know how. Well, I received the best comments from you stating to turn it into a piece of Halloween or fall decor, and that's exactly what I did. And I think it worked out awesome. So basically the bowl just sits on top of my grandmother's plate, and then I just took some pine cones, added it to the bowl, and there's a beautiful centerpiece. One of the only new pieces of decor that I got were these birds. These birds I got off of Amazon. I'll link all of the new stuff that I used in today's video in the description box below, but I thought those birds were really cute. Another new thing that I got were those pumpkin stems that were in that vase. Those were from the Dollar Tree. I thought they looked like something from Hobby Lobby. I thought they were really cool. I did so many DIY projects for today's video. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to add all of it into today's video. Some of it I didn't use. Some of it I'm going to use in the next video. Some of it I changed up. Like, for example, these pumpkins here. These two pumpkins are from the Dollar Tree. I originally was going to paint them in this acrylic paint in the color Barn Red, which is right here. This is what they looked like before, but I wanted to show you what they looked like in the Barn Red, at least one of them. But then I decided to spray paint both of them in that matte black spray paint. I think that they look really cool. I think they look great on top of those books. And then those wood vases are vases that I already had. I just moved them out of the living room, dining room area and put them in here for right now, just because I think it looks really cool. A lot of this stuff in here isn't going to stay in here. I did decorate for fall. So there's more in this room than I would normally put in here, but I do decorate for all of the holidays and seasons. But what else was I going to say? Yes, the next video. Oh, by the way, this sink, so cool. And that little jar there by the soap dispenser, that's an old candle holder that I cleaned out, and I just put fall filler in it, like fall, basically old fall floral that I had that I just ripped apart and put in there. But yeah, a lot of what's in here is stuff that I repurposed, stuff that I already had. I just tried being creative. I did a bunch of DIYs. Not all of it made it into today's video, but the next video is going to be a whole house clean and fall decorate with me, plus more fall DIYs. And this is what the room looks like during the day. I wanted to show that. I think this big counter looks great. I think that turned out really, really good. But one of the last things that I wanted to show you was where I should put the table. I don't know if I should put the table in the middle of the room or if it looks better where I had it before. I'm still not sure. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comment sections below if I should keep it in the middle or move it back to where I originally had it, which was over by the window. But that is it. I wanted to show one more before and after. I love how this turned out. This is by far my favorite makeover that I've done. This was so much fun. This took such a long time, but I really, really hope that you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate you so much, and we will talk to you on the next one. Bye, everyone.